You are not trained. You see, if you give a gun to an untrained person, they can kill someone. But a trained person can save a life. A weapon in the hand of an untrained person can destroy someone's life. I don't know if anybody's hearing me today. So there's a requirement for training. This is what we are supposed to do, to train up the children in the way that they should go, so that in the days ahead they will not depart. If you depart, can I bring it back? How many of you will be like, that person used to be very serious with God? I don't know what happened. That person used to be on fire. I don't know what happened. That person used to be, and we as humans, because of our human nature, we will look for a justifiable reason. Because we're human beings. You understand? No, they lost their jobs, then they went mad. No, you understand? They experienced this, then they went downhill. Right? Now, the Bible says, they who trust in the Lord shall be like Mount Zion. Means they cannot be shaken. So anytime a person is shaken, there was an integrity issue. Your faith should be designed to survive the shocks. Yeah. I don't know if anybody's hearing me. Your faith should be designed to survive what? The shocks. So it means anything that is shocking, your faith is designed to endure. Huh? So anytime your faith is your faith, that's why the Bible says we are pressed on every side. But we're not what? We're not destroyed. We're cast down, but we are not destroyed. So things happen to us, but they will never break us. Why? Because we have this inner treasure on the inside of us. That's what we have. So there's nothing. I don't know if anybody's hearing me. So it means, beloved, let me tell you something. By any time you see God say, this is my guy, you know, when a generation now where we have new guys every week, someone releases a song this week, Oyumokari. There was a time, there was a guy who came to Zambia. I don't want to mention his name, but he just had one song. So I said, how do you invite a guy for a concert? Because Zambians were like that. Just one next week. In fact, in Zambia, your hit becomes your name. Let me not say it. If you have a song that, you know those posters, I know you see them. Don't act like you don't see them. Those ones for, G Greens, East whatever, all these places. You will mention the name and in brackets the song. So if you was in Zambia, you'll be called, told to Jesus, victory belongs to Jesus. That's not the way God works. You don't do one thing and become God's guy. That's not the way. Let me tell you something. God will go to great lengths to protect his guys. You know why? Because he's invested so much in them. Anytime you see God allowing a man to just scatter, it means that investment was not from the Lord. When God builds a man, God will go, he will beat that man before Satan devours him. Oh my child, to backslide. You were. By the time, do you know what it takes for God to say, have you seen my servant Job? So he knows that God knows that any man, he says, this is my guy. He's put him through something so that he can say, no, I can trust what you're going to do. So when he says, this is my beloved son, don't let anybody tell you, no, God just said, before you do anything. How many of you heard that? You've heard people say that, eh? Before Jesus performed any miracle, he said, this is my beloved son. Let me tell you, let me ask you something. If you are a 30-year-old man, and it takes 30 years for your father to say, son, that's not the way you'll be thinking. You'll be thinking, where have you been for 30 years? This was not a statement to the 3-year-old boy. This was a statement made to a 30-year-old man. So sonship is not immaturity. The Bible says a son, as long as he's immature, even though he is an heir, is no worse off than a slave. So when you see a man God calls a devout man, fears the Lord with all his household, gave much alms to the people, and what did he do? He prayed always. He prayed to God when? He prayed to God when? Always. When he was broke, he prayed. When he got a contract, he prayed. When he lost the contract, he prayed. When he got a bonus, he prayed. When he broke through, he prayed. The modern Christian is so predictable that I've realized that the devil, in fact, let me teach you guys something. I told the people this. I pray people hear me. Oh my God, this is where we are. I'm back. It's been a while. Haven't been here. It's been 2-3 weeks. Eh? It is well. We're berserk. What's the situations? What was I saying? Lost myself. What was I saying before this? Frank, you don't listen. Eh? Ati? About what? I'm lost. Ati? Hey, thank you. Hey, pay attention. You see, I haven't been here for a while, right? The average Christian is predictable. And this is how predictable they are. When they pray and fast, their guard is up. So Satan will frustrate your prayer and fasting, but he won't attack you. Because he knows as soon as day 40 comes, you say, and that is when you receive a slap. How many of us have come straight from 40 days of consecration into backsliding? 40 days. Your guard was up. 40 days. So every time I see people with their challenges, I'm like, they don't know the devil. They don't know the devil. They don't know how he works. As it is after the challenge that he now comes and challenges you. It's after the challenge. Because God is looking for people that don't pray according to challenges. They must pray when? Always. Yeah, always. They must pray. Do you know the Bible says that Jesus prayed 40 days and 40 nights and then he hungered? So the fasting was not because of the devil. It was to prepare himself for the devil. It was to he knew he was preparing himself. He needed to be in a heightened level of spirituality. He needed it. And Satan's timing was when he was hungry. Because the Bible says, and after he hungered. That's what it says. It says, and after he hungered. And Satan now comes saying, why don't you turn these stones into bread? The enemy has this incredible way of entering us in times where we're not expecting. So we don't understand how the implication of our consistency and what it has on God creating a covenant in a specific place. He's looking for somebody that is able to do his will, but he must ensure that that person is prepared and trained. You don't understand how you can come from Jericho. You walk around Jericho for 6 days. And on the 7th day, you go around 7 times. And Jericho falls. And the only instruction you were given is don't take anything. And the devil enters somebody. After Jericho has fallen, Satan did not enter while they were going around. Nobody said, you, because the instruction was keep quiet. Satan did not enter anybody in the time they were going around. Somebody could have just said, you know what, I'm tired. But if that person had just opened their mouth, I promise you they'd have gagged them. Because the instruction was keep quiet. But when they had seen victory, so the average Christian doesn't know what consistency is. They don't know. You don't know what it's like to go through when your body says, forget. Forget. And the Bible now says, he prayed to God what? Always. This was the man that God chose to make a covenant with for the Gentiles. The first man. Look at verse 3. He says this. He saw in a vision, evidently, the 9th hour, an angel coming to him, saying unto him, Cornelius, verse 4. And he looked and said, Lord, what is it? Then he said, thy prayers and thy alms have come up as a what? A memorial before who? God. What is this saying, beloved? Every level of spiritual investment you make, men may forget, but God will never forget. They will come up as some of you are memorials before God. What am I talking about?